Grief is a strange kind of fire. It doesn't burn all at once. It lingers, crawling under your skin until you can't tell if it's pain or fuel. And right now, I'm learning to use it. My dad used to tell me I'd never make it. Back then, I thought he meant it. I thought he really believed I wasn't enough. But now I realize he was lighting the fuse. Because if there's one thing about me, it's that I don't move when people tell me I can. I move when they say I can't. You tell me I've got this, I'll probably take a nap. But tell me I'll fail, congratulations, you just guaranteed I won't. That's the kind of twisted motivation I grew up on. Love disguised as challenge. Pride wrapped in stubbornness. Maybe he knew I needed something to push against. Maybe he understood that. I was the kind of person who only grows when there's resistance. I didn't see it then. I just thought he didn't believe in me. But now, standing here in this weird space between grief and purpose, I think he always did. He just knew how I was wired. So yeah, I'm hurt. I'm angry. I'm tired. But I'm also more driven than I've ever been. Because every time that voice in my head says you can't, I hear him right behind it, daring me to prove it wrong. And I always will. That's how I honor him. By turning every "you'll never make it" into something real, something lasting. Grief doesn't stop me. It reminds me why I started. Hey guys, Folded Legs here. If you don't already know, my dad passed away. Yeah, not exactly the kind of plot twist you hope for. So lately I've been a little out of it, numb, distracted, kind of drowning myself in what I like to call adult juice. My dad told me before he passed that he was proud of me, and that hit harder than I expected, because me and my parents never exactly won any Family of the Year awards. He didn't hate me, I didn't hate him. I was just a lot. ADHD, autism, stubborn as hell, and allergic to the words, "don't do that." If someone told me not to touch the stove, I was already reaching for the burner. But that was me. And despite everything, I loved him. And I know he loved me too. Not being able to see him or attend his funeral broke me more than I thought it would. So yeah, I need to get a few things off my chest. This isn't a pity video. It's just me trying to breathe again, one sentence at a time. I learned a long time ago that life doesn't care about you. It doesn't slow down when you're hurting. And it definitely doesn't wait for you to catch your breath. You can scream, cry, or beg for a redo. Life just keeps walking. And that's the thing about it, right? Life is like a parallel line. It runs right next to you, but it will never intersect. If you stop moving, life keeps going. It just goes without you. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't look back. It just keeps marching like it's late for something. So you either grab it by the horns or get left behind. And trust me, I'd had to grab those horns more than once. Sometimes with one arm and a bad attitude. I've never made a secret about how rough my childhood was. It wasn't storybook, it wasn't even close. I've been homeless. I've been hungry. I've had to fight for everything I have now. Nothing in my life was handed to me, not a single thing. And even though my dad and I didn't always see eye to eye, he had a big part in that toughness. When I was a kid, I didn't understand him. I thought the way he pushed me was cold, strict, maybe even cruel sometimes. But now I get it. He wasn't trying to hurt me. He was trying to build me. He wanted me to be resilient. And even if I never said it out loud, I'm grateful he did. Grief's a weird thing. It doesn't really leave. It just learns where to sit. Some days I think I'm okay, and then the air gets heavy again. People keep saying it gets easier, but I think it just gets quieter. The storm never really stops. It just moves further away. That toughness my dad tried to build in me, it's the only reason I'm still standing. It's strange. Realizing the lessons I resented are the same ones keeping me alive now. He taught me how to fight when life doesn't care about you, and he was right. Life doesn't stop, it doesn't wait, it doesn't hold your hand. So you keep moving, even when you don't know how. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna pretend I've got it all figured out. I'm running on caffeine, grief, and bad coping skills, but somehow that's enough. And I know he'd want me to keep going, to keep creating, because that's how I survive. This isn't a goodbye. It's a promise that his lessons didn't die with him. I'll carry him in every story I tell, even the funny ones. I'm still here, still fighting, still rolling. Grief changes the way you see everything. It makes small things louder, sunlight through a window, a random memory, the silence after a joke that would have made him laugh. It's strange how the world keeps moving like nothing happened, but somehow you're still part of it. Every day feels like we're learning how to exist, but I keep hearing his voice in my head telling me to move forward. He'd say, "You don't stop living just because life hurts." And as much as I want to argue with him, he's right. So I'm trying to rebuild my rhythm, even if it's offbeat right now. Trying to create again, even when my heart feels too heavy to hold the pen. That's the thing about loss. It doesn't erase your fire. It just makes you remember why you started burning in the first place. And for me, that reason hasn't changed. I make things because it's how I survive. And maybe that's what he'd want to see most. Not perfection, just persistence. Because even when the world feels dark, there's always a little light left, even if it's faint, even if it's mine. Section 5. Okay, guys, this part's going to be a bit personal. No jokes this time. If heavy things aren't what you need right now, it's okay to click off. I'll see you when I can. The truth is, I was not an easy kid. I screamed, I fought, I pushed back at everything. I said things I wish I could take back, things like, "You're not my dad," when he really was. There were moments that should have broken him. Like the time I burned something expensive because I didn't listen. He could have yelled. He could have hit me, but he didn't. He just looked at me, saw I was scared, and comforted me. That's the kind of man he was. He wasn't perfect. He was bad with money and even worse at showing how much he cared. But he did care. I know that now. And if I could tell him one last thing, it would be this. Thank you for not giving up on me when I gave you every reason to. Thank you for loving me in your own imperfect way. I hope wherever you are, I finally understand. This isn't goodbye. It's just me finally saying what I never could while you were here, I love you, Dad.